Latino said this.
I've been seeing a lot of black people on the internet saying, "Oh, we gotta boycott the Asians and the Chinese people." Like, bro, y'all sound stupid as hell, bro. Most of y'all, like, why you got beef with the Asians and Chinese people? By the end of the weekend, I promise, more than half of you guys are gonna be going out to the Chinese buffets and ordering from China. So who are you kidding? Saying, "Oh, they hate us. They wanna get rid of us." Blah blah blah. Have you ever thought about why they hate you? Why everybody hates you? Because y'all don't know how to behave. Damn.
So he was like, basically, everybody's tired of us because we don't know how to behave and we ain't going to do nothing either. He said 50% of y'all, and I had to bleep it out, right? 50% of y'all going to be back at the buffets and all this other stuff. And I might add that I had to take the song out, but he was listening to Erykah Badu in the background. It's like, okay, wait a minute now. Getting spicy about what black people are or are not going to do while you listen to Erykah Badu? Now, I wasn't trying to rhyme, but you listen to Erykah Badu, you wasn't listening to your people talking crazy about black folks. Well, I tell you what. See, it's not a secret to us that the Asians and the Latinos, they often form an alliance when it comes against black folks, especially black American descendants of slavery, like they did in California, where they said that we were going to have to convince them to give us reparations. And they said, no, we shouldn't get it. Knowing the history of black Americans in this country, they are going to stand 10 toes down, form coalition against us. But yet here they are again. So the Latino, he agrees with the Asian guy who's basically mad at us because we're saying enough, no more. And another thing is this, homie, you can't tell us where to spend our money. We can spend our money where we want. See, the problem is this, not just the Asian community, but the Latino community, they're used to getting a lot of our money. And now that we talking about, nah, we don't want to do that. Oh, we the bad guy. That's why nobody want to do nothing with you. Well, cool, stay away from us, right? Because I think we can all agree, right? That black folks don't be going around them trying to say what y'all doing, what's the latest dances and how y'all seasoning y'all food. No, we don't do all of that. Y'all do that to us. And even in the Latino community, they're mad because we're like, hey, you can't say the N-word to us or around us. Oh, what? We don't mean it like that. But as I always say, there's words we can't say about them, and they would be cool with that. But we supposed to take it? So we're at a new day and age where black folks are really starting to say no, for real, for real. Let's get back to where our ancestors were, right? And to me, I'm like, forget a boycott. Let's have a boycott, as Nuri Muhammad said, right? Let's have a boycott where we buy back into our own community, our own stores, and all the things that we need. And like the Asian dude say, well, you know, y'all women ain't getting on the knees and putting up a nasty attitude. The last time I had my feet and hands done was by a black woman, so I don't know what he talk about. But see, that's them thinking we got a lock on everything, and they got to come to us. Listen, I said I'd rather have bald-headed nails before I go to one of their shops, especially with that attitude.
Black Americans just won't stop. If you guys have been following the Rick Chow case, things have just gotten way worse because now black Americans are targeting Asian businesses for no reason. Just because you are upset at the result of a specific case, I just don't understand why you're going to drag an entire racial community. This just goes to show that black people in the United States can be racist and many are racist. When people say that black people cannot be racist, I want them to look at this. People like him literally think that other races are out to get black people. People like him are dangerous. It's the pomposity for me. I think it's very telling that lots of black Americans are getting upset because other people are talking about their Asian boycott and like we're documenting it all. We are going to continuously talk about the racism that is in the black American community because it's very important for all of us to have a general understanding between all of our communities. Asians, Latino, Indigenous American, black people, white, etc. We have to be honest about these conversations. Now, let me address what you actually said in the comment. So, we are going to be next. Black Americans are going to target the entire Latino community. I think this is weird on the issue of optics, especially if you study economics or have any basic understanding of statistics. You are comparing a minor ethnicity of the United States, black Americans. You're saying that they have so much grand influence to have such a economic drive to affect the grand population of the Latino community. So that means the entirety of Brazil, Mexico, the Latinos that live here inside the United States. And if we were to expand that rhetoric out and say Hispanics as well, or Latinos in general, Portuguese speakers, Spanish speakers, French speakers, that would include probably like the global community of those same speakers. So you're talking about like billions of people, and that's billions. So If you would like to do the math on that specific issue.
All right, real quick, to the Asian businesses that are getting upset because y'all decided to challenge black people to boycott y'all, did you really think that was gonna work out? No. I really think about it. We boycotted one of our very own. Y'all remember Daniel Caesar, right? No? Exactly. That man said, I do not want black people listening to my music. Black people was like, bet. One thing you do not want to challenge a black person to do is be petty. Because we are some of the pettiest people, if not the pettiest people on the face of the earth. And what's even crazy, y'all set up Chinatown and all that other stuff near black neighborhoods because nobody else wanted to have y'all around. You know who accepted y'all with open arms? Black folks. You know the main ones going to your liquor stores, corner stores, restaurants, laundromats, hair stores, etc. Black people. But you don't want our business there? It's all good. We'll take our black business somewhere else. It's all good. Y'all got to unify and make Chinatown here and there. But now that black people have a little bit more power, a little bit more rights, how about we start Black Wall Street back up? Let's start Black Wall Street back up.
Black community, how's that Asian boycott working out for you, man? I mean, I've been watching it online. How y'all gonna stop?
Dear white women, you don't have to put up with the abuse that these...
And I just want to remind y'all that the ugly duckling always holds a grudge against the rest of the flock. The least desirable in any community is always going to be the one that's upset, and they're always going to be willing to go against their kind for the people on the other side. This type of thing shouldn't even trigger you, right? And then also we have to get into the reality that a lot of times when these type of people say this type of thing, they don't actually believe what they're saying. They just want attention. The attention that they've been starved for. You get what I'm saying? As I said, ugly duckling. This is the attention that they wanted as children, when they were little boys, when they were growing up, when daddy and mommy didn't give it to them. This is what they want. The only intention is to rage bait you and get you to typing and clicking and all that other stuff. I assure you, these type of people don't believe anything that they're saying. The only intention, the only goal is to get you riled up. Let me say it one more time for the people in the back. The ugly duckling is always going to hold a grudge against the rest of the flock. That's how it works.
An Asian content creator got on this here internet wearing what can only be described as a Black American starter kit and decided to tell Black people that our money doesn't matter. Okay. According to him, Black people need Asian-owned businesses more than Asian-owned businesses need Black people. A boycott wouldn't move anything. The loss wouldn't register. Our dollars don't count. Now, this might just be me, but if I genuinely believed that somebody's money didn't matter, I don't think I'd spend my afternoon making a video about it. So naturally, I went looking at the history. Because this conversation isn't really about just one video, right? The very second that Black people start talking economics, where our money goes, who profits from it, who builds wealth off our communities, people get uncomfortable. That same discomfort doesn't appear when other groups do the same thing. Every immigrant community that's come to this country has done it. Jewish, Chinese, Korean, Italian, Indian, Armenian, pooling resources, building businesses, keeping their money inside their communities for as long as possible. Nobody finds that controversial, though. But what they fail to recognize is that we understood the same thing. We had to. After slavery, Black communities built banks, hospitals, insurance companies, schools, newspapers, whole business districts. The Greenwood neighborhood in Tulsa, Oklahoma had 191 businesses. It had 2 schools, a hospital, and a library, all by 1921. They called it Black Wall Street. But on May 31st, 1921, a white mob attacked it. 2 days of looting, burning, and shooting. But it's us, right? We're the problem. 35 square blocks destroyed. More than 1,200 Black homes, businesses, schools, and churches, y'all, burned to the ground. World War I era planes dropped bombs from the sky on the Greenwood neighborhood. The official death toll was 36. But we know the estimates were around 300 Black people killed, murdered. The survivors were rounded up and held in internment camps in their own city. They were issued identification cards and couldn't leave without permission from a white supervisor. Insurance companies refused every claim. They had something called a riot clause. Not a single Black resident ever received financial assistance to rebuild. So when somebody gets on the internet and tells Black people that our money doesn't matter, I automatically think they're a dumbass. a racist dumbass. Corporations spend billions chasing Black consumers. Political campaigns spend millions trying to reach Black voters. Entire industries are built around marketing to Black communities. Our money matters. It mattered enough to burn a city for it in 1921. It mattered enough to redline neighborhoods for the next 50 years. It matters enough that every quarter, somebody's profit and loss statement depends on us showing up. Apparently our money matters right up until we start talking about where we want to spend it. Then all of a sudden it doesn't. Right? Nobody's entitled to Black customers. We spend our money where we want. That's how markets work. That's how capitalism works. That's how every other community inside this country operates. The fact that this becomes a controversy every time Black people say it out loud tells me that this was never about money. It was about leverage. And this country has been comfortable with Black spending. It's Black leverage that's always made them nervous. But if you know anything about me, you know I love a good challenge. Shop Black. Spend with your people. I'm gonna show you better than I can tell you. We gonna show you better than we can tell you. Invest in Black businesses. Build the community. Y'all, we are overdue.
Over the past several days, a growing debate has erupted across social media after some Latino content creators are publicly criticized and mocked Black Americans who have been encouraging boycotts of certain businesses. So one creator in particular went viral after suggesting that Black Americans were wasting their time and that many of the same people promoting the boycott would eventually return to the same businesses they are criticizing. And according to him, people are talking tough online, but within a few weeks they will be right back spending their money at the same places. Those comments immediately sparked reactions, not because people agreed with them, but because many felt they were being talked down to. And now the conversation has become much bigger than the original video. Let's talk about it. So the backlash began after clips started circulating online showing a Latino creator questioning why Black Americans were talking about boycotting Asian-owned businesses. He argued that efforts wouldn't last. He suggested that many people eventually go back to the same restaurants, buffet stores they are supposed to be avoiding. His message was simple. According to him, the boycott wasn't serious and people would eventually return to their normal spending habits. But what really got people's attention wasn't just the prediction, it was the tone. Many viewers felt the comments came across as dismissive and mocking, and once those clips started spreading, responses flooded social media. So many Black Americans responded by saying something very simple. Nobody gets to tell them where they should spend their money. Whether someone agrees with a boycott or disagrees with it, consumers have the right to support whichever businesses they choose. And that is the argument being made by many people participating in the conversation. They are saying that if individuals decide they want to spend their money somewhere else, that is their choice. And if a group of people decides to support businesses within their own community, that is also their choice. So from their perspective, the issue isn't whether every single person participates. The issue is having freedom to make that decision without being mocked for it. What makes this story interesting is that the argument quickly moved beyond one creator's comment. Now people are debating larger questions. Can consumer boycotts actually work? Do spending habits have an impact? Should economic activism be encouraged or criticized? Supporters argue that where people spend their money matters. Critics argue that broad boycotts can sometimes affect business owners who are not connected to whatever controversy sparked the movement. Both sides have strong opinions, and that is why this debate is gaining attention online. So as more people are reacting to this script, many focused on specific points. The predictions that Black Americans would eventually come back. Some people laughed at the prediction, others challenged it directly, and many said that the comment completely missed the point. They argued that whether a boycott succeeds or fails isn't the only issue. The bigger question is why people felt strongly enough to discuss it in the first place. And that's where much of the conversation has shifted. Instead of talking only about business, people are now talking about respect, community support, and consumer choice. The reason this topic continues to trend is because it touches on something almost everyone understands: money. Everyone spends it, everybody makes decisions about where it goes, and whenever people start organizing around spending habits, emotions get involved. And that is exactly what we are seeing here. At the end of the day, people will make their own decisions. Some will support boycotts, some won't, some will agree with the creators who mocked the movement, others will strongly disagree. But one thing is clear: the comments that were supposed to dismiss the conversation may have ended up bringing even more attention to it. And that is why this story continues to spread online. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments section. Were the critics simply expressing their opinion, or did the mocking comments cross a line and create the backlash we are seeing today? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below, and kindly remember to keep it respectful. If you want more breakdowns like this, kindly hit the subscribe button and join our family. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.